Hey guys, I don't know. I just really felt like I wanted to be live on YouTube at this point. Not sure really why. Um, yeah, and I may just stop this now. I am working on the computer. I use something called Noisely. It's a great app, you guys. It provides coffee shop sounds. So if you do work from home, it is there. Apparently, there's science proving that if you have the sounds of like a coffee shop, it helps you to concentrate. And it's amazing. I put it on, and you kind of set it to whatever, and you can adjust all the different sounds, whether it's the plate sounds, whether it's the kitchen, whatever it is that you want it to really be. Um, you can. It's kind of cool. Anyway, I don't know why I really want it to be live. Um, hey, I did want to share that my the goddess group coaching is going on. So I didn't put any makeup on because I'm at home working. But I'm like, I gotta jump on YouTube. And so, like I said, I don't know why, but I'm very intuitive. So who knows? I just wanted to wish you safe travels if you're traveling home, if you're on the subway or on the bus. I thought maybe I'll do a little meditation that you can listen to if you're traveling. But yeah, I wanted to share with you the group goddess coaching is going really, really great. I feel so fulfilled because this is something I've wanted to do for years is this particular type of coaching. And so it's just wonderful. We meet Sunday nights, my goddess group, and we have, let's see, what have we talked about? The first, I created a really wonderful meditation for them. Actually, it's a relaxation. Now, a lot of people use those terms interchangeably, but it's really a deep relaxation that I made for them. That is, we tense, we release. I do a lot of like some imagery with them, so you feel amazing. I have one like it on the channel, but this one, of course, I did more in depth for this group. Um, because they've invested in the program and invested in working with me. And so they have that. And that's one of the practices we were learning. And our goal is to do it 3 times a week. So trying to encourage them to do that. Because as you know, my channel is a lot about dealing with stress, coping with anxiety, and sort of living the best life possible despite that and going for your dreams, especially, past 45. I came up with the tagline, you guys thrive past 45. Let me know what you think. And yeah, so that was the first week. The second week, we did some work with what's called the lower triangle, the chakras that are the first chakra, muladhara, the second chakra, swadhisthana, and the third chakra, manipura. So chakras 1, 2, and 3. That's called the lower triangle, and those are chakras that are very much about being strong in your body, being healthy, having energy. And so that was what we did in our goddess group coaching the second week. We worked with that. And then this last week, what we did was we added the heart chakra. And of course, the heart chakra is about love, but on a big level, not just romantic love like the second chakra, and not sort of tribal love like the first chakra, which is about our tribe, our group, survival. So the heart chakra is that almost universal love, like spiritual love, and it is considered a real turning point in the chakras. So the goddesses in the group coaching, we did some chakra work and got up to the heart chakra, and it was fantastic. It was really, really deep. We then, once we got up to the heart chakra in terms of meditating, I led them on an inner child journey, and my arm's getting tired. So the inner child, it was fabulous because what that is that within each of us, we still have that very innocent, just, yeah, part of us when you're 5 and 6 and 7, and that part of us can be really damaged inadvertently by parents, teachers, and many other people. And so that part, the inner child, your inner child still lives within you, and so it carries that hurt. And so there are a lot of books about this, actually. And so what I did was lead a meditation once we really tuned into that heart energy, and we sent loving affirmations, but really spoke directly to our inner child. So each member of the group did this, whether saying something like, I love you. So again, and we pictured ourselves as a small child. So that's really key. That's really helpful, is to see yourself. And so I help to invoke the group that, remember a favorite picture of yourself from when you were really small, and, and very sweet and sort of fragile. And so we then just sent love, like I said, and came up with positive statements like, you are enough, I love you, I care about you, whatever each woman in the group would come up with. And so we repeated that, and it really brought up a lot of healing. Now, it's the type of thing that, as I said to the ladies in the group, it's not something that you just do once and everything is healed. But this is really deep work, you guys. This is like inner self psychotherapy. So it was deeply healing. Emotions came to the fore, but in a cleansing way, in a releasing way. So yeah, so that's what we did our last session, last time. And the coaching is 5 weeks. And this time around, clarity and calm. And so the focus with that is really providing those skills of meditation and relaxation so that we can take ourselves sort of out of crisis and into, a healing state. And we have these tools. So that's what the goddesses in the program this time around are learning and practicing, because I came up with the phrase, you guys. So talking about my goddess group coaching program, I came up with the phrase that it's, let's see, change is not, hang on one second, change is not instant, it's not instantaneous, but it is incremental. So to create change, to create what we want in our lives, is an incremental step-by-step process. It's not instantaneous. So I was just really sharing that with the women in the coaching program. So change is about little steps, right? We get fooled by like reality television and the media that makes things seem instantaneous, right? Whether it's business success, anything. Media edits things, right? So that everything looks really quick. And then you say to yourself, well, that doesn't happen that fast for me. Why isn't it working? So we really have to remind ourselves, especially in the age of social media, you guys, that change is incremental, step by step, little by little. And so the goddesses in my program, a big part of that commitment is to practice the meditation or the relaxation that we're learning 3 times a week. Okay, that's their intention. And sometimes they hit their intention, sometimes they don't, but that's fine. It's that in trying and in practicing it, it's going to be, these are going to be techniques you have forever. And so most of the women in the group, what we're working with is anxiety, tools so that we don't become really anxious, for dealing like with work stress. We can stay calm. We don't let people at work who have their own problems, their own issues, we don't let them affect our energies, right? Because that's how you end up getting sick, getting depleted, getting run down, which you don't want. So what I'm teaching are those skills. If you're interested in the group program, we're going to start again at the end of April. I think I'm going to wait till Mercury is not retrograde. Okay. And for those of you watching, hey, I can't see comments. Hang on. Yeah, I'm not going to try to be able to see comments. But because I'm doing this on my phone. If you do have a question and I'm able to read it, then I will answer the question. But hold on here. Yeah, say hi and say where you're watching from. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Okay. So it's fading out. So yeah, if you're interested at all in the Goddess Group Coaching, it is really, really reasonable, you guys. And it's 5 sessions. And we go through as a group. We use Zoom, which is free. And so it's video. You can see me and you can see the other women in the community. And this coaching is for women only. And, we just share what's going on with us. We share our goals, what the issues are we're going through. And then it's very, very nurturing because we'll practice different meditation techniques. Like we might do loving kindness, which is a beautiful practice where you send love to yourself, you send love to other beings in your life. And that's the language we use, beings, because we even send love to nature, to the earth itself, to the planet, to animals, to all of creation. So that's a practice that we may do. It depends on the group and how I think, that they can best be helped and best supported within the 5 weeks. And so, yeah, we're going to start again at the end of April. So if you're interested, get in touch, join my list. Right now, I think I have a couple freebies, you guys. I have something on abundance. Yeah, I edited out actually from the coaching, and it is working with the lower chakras, the lower triangle, which is not bad. It gets a bad rap, but if you don't have a strong first chakra, second, and third, you won't earn money well. Okay, so a lot of spiritual people, hi, as you're joining, a lot of spiritual people, like if you're drawn to my channel, you're probably very like natural, you're a naturalista, and you're probably very spiritual. And a lot of spiritual people, of men and women and all ethnicities, if you are not strong in the lower 3 chakras, what Yogi Bhajan, he's the founder of Kundalini Yoga, but what he called the lower triangle. He's not the only one to say this, but he just gave that a name. He called it the lower triangle. But we hear lower and we hear upper, right? And lower is like bad, like, ugh, lower. Ugh. I don't want anything low. Well, you need those chakras to be working, people. So the root chakra gets damaged if you have family trauma drama. Okay, hi, anybody joining me? I see there's 3 folks right now watching live. I didn't put any makeup on. I actually feel really good. My place is a mess, so I'm not going to scan through. And the light was good, you guys. Happy spring. Happy spring. So the root chakra is, like I said, if you had family troubles, especially when you were quite small, if maybe not that you were unwanted or or the family was just under tremendous stress, or if maybe your mom wasn't ready to have a baby or your dad, that you pick up that trauma. If there was any violence, if you grew up in hi, you're back. I know some of you are dropping off. I'm talking about the first chakra, which is called muladhara. So if you had trauma beyond your control, that chakra is damaged. And what that means is you're not going to be grounded on the planet. Okay, so what does that mean? You're kind of off in dreamland. You have a lot of ideas. You might have a lot of fears about your survival. Okay, that first chakra is very much about survival. And so, oops, okay, my neighbors are making noise downstairs. So if that's not strong, you're going to have trouble earning money. Aside from all systems and inequalities, it's still going to be energetically that you have trouble attracting, keeping jobs. I mean, you may keep a job, but it may be low paying. Your income may be hard for you to increase. Oh, hey. I have to hold the phone really close to read. Let's see. DA Phoenix. Yes. So this is really deep stuff, you guys. And the chakras, what I feel like is the West I hope my phone doesn't die. The West, we get something, whether it's a superfood or whatever, and we're like, oh my God. And then 2 years later, we discard it. This stuff is wisdom, you guys. We need to treat it with respect. And I mean, like I said, herbs will be like, oh my God, we gotta have that herb. And then we're like, oh, we gotta do this. And then we gotta do that. And we churn through it. The chakras, you guys and goddesses, are they're holding our karma. They're like the root. They're literally like our programming. Okay, it's really deep. So your muladhara chakra can be damaged if you come from a community. If you're a refugee, an immigrant, had trouble when you were a child, poverty, or just abuse, your first chakra will be damaged. The second chakra is about relationships, sexuality, sensuality. Okay, all good stuff, right? It's called sweetness. Sadhisthana means sweetness. So the pleasure in life. Now that can be damaged if you were sexually abused, whether male or female. Like my channel is aimed at midlife women, but I get different people watching, but sexual abuse, that's going to damage your second chakra. And so relationships, right? Or even a relationship with a parent, if it wasn't loving, if it felt abusive, so you're damaging your first chakra for the tribe, the family, and then the second chakra. You may pull back from people. You may have trouble with intimate relationships. Maybe you got really hurt in one relationship, and then that second chakra isn't balanced, isn't flowing. The energy isn't flowing there. That can happen. The third chakra, especially for women, guys, my arm's getting tired, but it's okay. I'll keep talking. The third chakra, you guys, especially for women, it's the power chakra, personal power. It's in the abdomen, okay? So a lot of us, nothing to do with weight per se, like no judgment, but a lot of times if the abdomen can get puffy or weak, it's the third chakra related because physically, it's related to digestion. Okay, the liver, the gallbladder, and our digestion are the third chakra. The third chakra is really the center of our physical health, our dynamism. People who are very dynamic and very charismatic, their third chakra is strong. It has to do with the element of fire. Fire has to do actually with speech. It's linked with the ability to speak well and to sort of shine yourself out there. So, like movie stars would have really strong often strong second chakras, and because that's that charisma, and strong third chakras, right? So we discussed that in the group coaching, and we did meditation for that. And so the goddesses have that now. I record everything. If you're working with me, I record it so that you can practice it, because that's the whole point. And like I'll repeat what I said at the beginning. This isn't instantaneous. You don't just do a chakra meditation and it's like, oh my God, everything's fixed. That it doesn't work like that. Imagine I was saying it's like you don't take one tennis lesson and become Serena Williams, right? It doesn't happen, people. It just doesn't happen. You have to practice, 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 whatever it is, whether it is writing, whether it's playing music, whether it's singing, and expressing your beautiful voice. It is practice. And don't let media or seeing people on Instagram, hi, the third person, you keep dropping out. Don't let media, remember with media, you're seeing people's highlights. You're seeing your life from the inside and you're seeing other people's lives curated, the highlights of their life. So I just get into that because I don't want you to feel discouraged in talking about the chakras, right? First, second, and third chakra. That is, I want you to feel really grounded. If you're going through bullying, like I did when I was a professor, and you sort of lose your sense of self-esteem, that's damage to the third chakra, right? You lose your goals, you lose your ideals. You don't know what you want. Okay, so that is a weak third chakra. So if you're interested in this at all, get on my list. The links are usually below any of my videos. Anything where I'm offering you like a meditation or something, and then you'll be part of my tribe. And I usually keep in touch with you once a week. And as I mentioned in another video, I really want to travel. I need your support to do that, meaning I will take you to Italy. Specifically, I just love Italy, you guys. I'll go to other parts of the world, likely, but I think as women and a diverse tribe, I want all different types of women here, say 45 and above. That's kind of like that's as niche as I'm going to go. We deserve to travel anywhere we want. I particularly love Italy. I've been there twice. It is gorgeous, you guys, really. And, I feel like a lot of women maybe, and maybe successful financially, but they just maybe haven't felt comfortable. So, what I would love to do is bring a group of women to Italy and we will do yoga, we'll meditate, and we'll also get some great food and some great wine and tour around. So I have been to Tuscany. I know I moved from one thing to the other. This is a vlog. This is my vlog. I'm just sharing with you. So join my tribe is my whole point, and stay in touch because as midlife women, you're starting fresh. It's like your second go round, right? Some of you have raised children or you got to a certain point in your career, and like I said, my channel is for women who are into natural lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, dealing with stress, dealing with your anxiety, and then you've got that under control, being able to travel and have fun. And so, yeah, I want to take trips to Italy. Leave me a comment below. Um, so I've been to Venice, Italy, which was beautiful, you guys. It was just really magical. It almost hurts me that it is so touristy. Um, the population of Venice has dropped, but it's mostly tourists visiting. I think just because there's not a lot of industry other than tourism, because it's like such a magical place. Um, and I would love to take a group there. And, what's nice about Venice, if you have never been, is that there are no cars. So on the island part, I actually think it goes back onto the mainland, but typically when people say Venice, they're talking about the part that it's shaped like a yin yang, actually, symbol. It's really interesting. I think it's the Grand Canal that cuts through it, right? I'm talking about Venice, Italy, if you're just joining us. And so it is beautiful, you guys. There's no traffic. So you're just walking on these like little tiny streets and alleyways, and you hear the water lapping, and it's just very romantic, very beautiful. I know you've seen the gondolas. When I was there years ago with my buddy, Kenny, who I may put on some vlogs, he's a wonderful artist. We were sitting just at the edge of a canal. Like it's hard to explain. So the street is there and the cobblestones, and we were just sitting with our legs hanging over. And the water was like fairly close to our feet. And the gondola was going by, and the guy took his oar and sort of splashed at us. It was really sweet. Like he didn't actually splash us. But he kind of splashed at us and said something in Italian, and we're like, we don't know what he said. And it was just really nice. We were generally treated very nicely in Italy, and so I want to bring a diverse group of women there and enjoy it. Like I said, we are able to travel anywhere we want, and I feel like, 40s and 50s, this is the time. Let's go and have fun. And also, we will do some spiritual work when we're there. So join my tribe, get the abundance meditation, which I lead you through the lower chakras. So if you're interested in what I was talking about earlier, and that I shared with my goddess group, I edited it down to just that practice, and you can get it for free, and that will put you on my email list. So you'll hear about anything that I'm doing. And so that abundance, I lead you through the first, second, and third chakras to strengthen them. Okay, so if you want that, once I stop this video, I'll add it. There's no way for me to give you the link now, or go back to like my previous video has it. Okay, and I also have a mini meditation course, you guys, where you learn 3 different meditation techniques, and it's like a course. And it has video, it has audio. You can also get that for free, and that'll also put you in my loop. Okay, so if you're interested in travel and spirituality and wellness. If you guys have any questions about the chakras, just because I started to touch on that, then type it in. It actually does pop up so I can answer. So first, second, and third chakras are important. As I said, then with my ladies, we went up to the heart chakra. Now that's considered the center, not of your physical health, but of your evolution as a person. What I mean by that is that anahata, the heart chakra, because you've got 3 chakras below and 3 above, 3 main ones that we work with. Yes, people are like, oh, there's 10, there's this. Well, there's chakras in different parts of your body. There's chakras like in the center of your palm, right? Because that's like a healing chakra, very much for those who do hands-on work or healing or Reiki. So there are many chakras, but working with the main chakras, the heart is considered a balance point, meaning, okay, something's popping up. I don't know what it is. Meaning you have the three below, and then you have the three higher chakras, right? And so the heart, when you reach that point, you really start to be compassionate, loving, and things start to, I would say, flow a little better for you, if that makes sense, because you're more in balance. You're in balance with other people, you're in balance with yourself, because that heart energy is purified. And so, if you're interested in any of this, leave a comment. Like I said, join my tribe. Any of the free gifts that I offer under my videos should put you on my email list. And I would love the travel I'm talking about, you guys. I'm thinking a year and a half, 2 years. It takes some planning, it takes commitment from folks that they want to travel. I'm just going to throw generally yoga vacations are somewhere around 2,500, 2,600. And typically, what I would love to do is do a farmhouse. And what that is, you guys, then the food is prepared for you in Italy. You know, you get wine, you get locally grown foods. And as those of you who have traveled, may know, a lot of times the food tastes better in some of these other countries because, like, yeah, why does their food taste better? It's local, they're small farms, they don't use a lot of our stuff, like our tomatoes, a lot of our produce, you guys, is so, it's not that it's per se the genetic modification, but it's so hybridized, for example, to not bruise. Like they'll breed a tomato because it doesn't bruise, and that's what we'll get. Like where in Italy, they're gonna plant the tomato that tastes better. So I'm just saying, so when we go, part of what we'll get is the wonderful farm fresh food, wines, the olives, and all of that good stuff that Italy is known for. And as well, I might partner with somebody. So we'll have meditation, we'll have yoga, and then we can, go to see some beautiful places. So while I'm going on about this, because my last video, I did talk about this as well. So join my tribe if you're interested in the sort of wellness vacations. When I was in Italy, I went to Florence, Italy, which is a lot of art. It's a lot of beautiful, beautiful art there. I went to Rome and, yeah, Venice, Florence, and Rome, the big three. I did go to Siena, and that's another, used to be sort of rivals with Florence. Beautiful churches, you guys, just to look at. I mean, if you're into that at all, like everywhere you go, Madonna and Child, and religious, beautiful, just beautiful artwork, beautiful architecture, and, beautiful cathedrals and fine food. So if we're going to be yogaing and walking, we need to get some good food, right, to nourish ourselves. So yeah, I am going to probably sign off. If anybody has a question about the chakras, or at this point about the group coaching, the goddess group coaching, let me know. The next cycle, I may focus on the chakras specifically. I haven't decided yet, but my video, you guys check out, I have a playlist I went through each chakra. I explained what they do, what they control, what they govern, what they heal. And then at the end of each video, I lead you in a short meditation. Each one's probably between 8 minutes on the chakra. Okay, so check that out, my chakra playlist. That I have videos in there that have gotten like 26,000 views, so a lot of views, and they're really quite good. And so if you're interested in that, like I said, this next session of the Goddess Group Coaching, which runs for 5 weeks, I'm going to start it in April. If you're interested in that, I'm thinking that depending on what people say and share with me, I might just focus on the chakras. So anyway, if you have any questions, type them in now, guys, because I don't know, I love being live. It's really strange. A lot of people get uncomfortable. Many things can happen. Like right now, my cat is destroying something in the background. Okay, he stopped destroying whatever it is. But like I said, my place is a mess. I'm at my desk, and it's just not like really groomed for YouTube. But I really just felt I wanted to go on live. So in fact, why don't I just do a little meditation with you? You might be traveling. It's time where a lot of people are coming home from work. So if you have me, you have earphones in, that would be great. I'm just gonna have you take a deep breath in, breathe out through the mouth. You guys know me, I like to start that way. Keep going. Let's see. Yes, talk about chakras. Well, I just did. If you're just joining, the person who said talk about chakras, if you're interested, I'll be doing that in the group coaching. Go back and listen to this. I just shared what each chakra is about. Chakra 1, muladhara, the root chakra, chakra 2, swadhisthana, the sacral chakra, chakra 3, manipura, the third or power chakra. I did share that in this video, so go back and watch that. But if you're interested in that, we'll go into more depth in the coaching program. Usually it's small, you guys. I'm not trying to put 500 people, it's not that type of coaching. I don't know if some of you know, but if you do any online stuff, sometimes people will load a lot of people into their coaching. I don't do that. Yeah, hi Dee. So go back and watch it. I definitely, talked about the different chakras. I'll real briefly run because I know people come in live, so I'll go over it again. The root chakra is like the roots of a tree. Okay, if you have any trouble with money, with having not a steady place to live, I really hope you don't have that. I had that. I went almost homeless. I had to stay with a friend. I never was like out on the street because I'm resourceful. That happened, you guys, because I got really deeply depressed, which is why I have this channel. I got really deeply depressed after work bullying by 4 men. And I was the second one they did that to. I was a professor and ended up leaving a really good job because of the way they were treating me. And I went back to this stuff that I love to help heal. And this is what I'm really interested in. And I think even those men, they really needed healing. I know now, give me a thumbs up if you've experienced this. I know, damage people damage. Okay, we can see that in politics. I'm not going to go into politics right now, please. But we see that in a lot of people who get into power. They're damaged, and so they create damage, right? So damaged people damage. So the root chakra, you want it to be strong. You will be able to get your resources better. You will find that you're in tune with the money you need to survive. Yep. Your housing, your basic stuff to do like with your tribe, your people, your group, your family. That if that's healthy, then your root chakra is probably healthy. Now, some would say to me, the chakras are also about higher things. So I'm giving you 2 levels. I'm giving you the practical level. At the higher level, yes, it can cleanse your karma, clear blockages related to those issues. So each chakra has multiple levels, okay? Very powerful. The second one, as I mentioned, is about sensuality, sexuality, relating. It's the second chakra. It's about coming together with another person, relationships, love, pleasure, okay? And so if that's damaged, then we have trouble with those things, right? Women's reproductive issues, second chakra, okay? Third chakra is related to personal power, how you put yourself out in the world. Like, are you an entrepreneur? Are you corporate? How do you present yourself? Do you present yourself with confidence? Even if you're shy, but you can still have a quiet confidence. That's the third chakra. The first chakra is related to earth. That's not just metaphorical. It means it's the elements really that creation is made of. Okay, this is an ancient thought in like every culture. So earth would be like in your body, like the muscles, the idea of the solidity. The second chakra is to do with water. So blood, any fluids, saliva, your tears, all the water, all of that relates to the second chakra. The third chakra has to do with fire. Fire, the ancients felt, had to do with digestion. Okay? And it's true. It's a chemical. It's like we're breaking our food down, but it's like it is fiery, right? And so that's the third chakra. But So fire has to do with things like, do you have a glow? Like I was mentioning earlier, President Obama, who comes to mind, was had balanced fire energy. Our current president also has a lot of fire, I would say imbalanced, and this is not even coming at all from political, but I'm just sharing with you. Once you have this knowledge, you can kind of see it. These are qualities in the body. And so you can have too much fire, you guys. If somebody you see, their face is red and they sweat a lot, that's too much fire. Okay, so this stuff is deep. It's simple, but it's deep because science, will then give complex names to these, but if you understand these concepts, you will have a type of wisdom that you can apply to people you meet, You'll be able to kind of assess, not just intuitively, but you'll know things about them. So you can have too much fire. You can have too much water. A lot of times someone who's overweight and you feel if you actually touch them, because you guys know I also do healing massage therapy, if you touch them, they feel a little watery. That's too much water, too much earth, right? So the ancients believe that these elements, sort of metaphorically, but actually are sort of what make us up, if that makes sense. They relate to different organs, to different illnesses. It's really very interesting. And like I mentioned, that those are the videos that got everybody's interested in chakras now. And I'll be really honest with you. My fear, hi, welcome. Say hi in the chat. I didn't talk about chakras a lot, you guys, because I am very conservative in this way about information. Hey. Oh, hi, Angela. Is that the Angela? I have a couple Angelas in my community, so it's like, oh, is this Angie who I know, or is this a different person? But where was I saying? I wasn't sharing about chakras, but I think spirit wants it. I'm talking like 20 years ago. I was studying chakras, but I felt they were almost too esoteric, too kind of out there to share with people, if that makes sense. And it's become more and more and more out there. Everybody's putting out videos and so on. And I do actually think spirit wants people to start working with the chakras. Typically, this was something that was almost kept kind of secret, you guys. This was like, you know, esoteric knowledge. You had to be deemed ready for it. For example, I'll share with you real quick. I don't know if the person's watching, but someone said to me, oh, I want to open my third eye. I want my third eye wide open. The new Angie. Hi, the new Angie. Yes. Yes. Okay. No, I know. Thank you. Okay. You want your third eye wide open? If your third eye is wide open, people, my understanding of what that would mean, because I have some third eye openness, but what that would mean is you're seeing past, you're seeing future. Do you have the maturity to handle that? I mean, I'll give an example of my mother. My mother definitely had some sort of abilities. I'm from Jamaica. Hello, anybody from the islands? And I think the whole world are my brothers and sisters, but I was born in Jamaica. And my mother would see things. She would see things before they would happen. And that was very troubling for her. She had many troubles, you guys. Oh, yeah, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you. But she would see like earthquakes and things before they would happen. Okay. And that was very painful to her. So I'm responding to like somebody in my comments. Oh, yeah, I want to open my third eye. Be careful. Not from a fear-mongering perspective, but what I'm saying is typically these things were only taught to you as you developed over decades and you had spiritual maturity. It isn't about, oh, I'm going to open my third eye and now I'm going to play the lottery, or I'm going to, what I'm trying to say is the chakras do bring, hello, new person, say hi. The chakras give you what are called siddhas or siddhis. Those are basically different psychic abilities. Okay, the Tibetan tradition talks about this, Buddhist tradition, the Hindu tradition. Hi, Kaylee. So what I'm just warning, I'm not warning in the way there's a lot of people on YouTube who are just straight up really get a little irrational and get really fearful and crazy. But I'm just saying that regard the chakras with respect. It is a spiritual practice. It's not about suddenly that, oh, now I've got this, now I'm psychic or whatever, because think about what that would do to you to get special abilities before you're really ready. okay, to handle them. And that means like morally ready. Imagine if it got to the point where you had a desire and it manifested within hours, people. Okay, think about that. You could see how, say, you were angry at someone and you were like, you really, really were angry at them. And you had developed certain abilities where then that person, something bad happens to them. Okay. I believe that these are within the range of someone who develops spiritually. And so, like you see in a lot of movies, and I have read this as well, you can still fall. You can have a fall because what I mean by that, and I know this is kind of going off on a tangent, but it's related to the chakras. I didn't mean to get into this. You can develop certain powers and abilities, especially if you work really hard and focus on it, right? This isn't just instant, it's not going to happen, believe me. But say you've done a certain amount of spiritual practice, and then but say you still have buried anger and somebody triggers it, and you, like I said, you have this real thought, you want something to happen to them, and then something does. Now, science would be like, well, that was a coincidence, there was nothing. But in the spiritual literature, you can cause harm if you don't have the moral strength to realize, okay, wow, I my emotions can actually cause somebody harm. My thoughts, negative, really strong, powerful negative thoughts can harm someone. So I just point that out to say to you, respect the chakra work. If you're interested in it, it can be very healing. You have to, yes, Percival, you have to come from a place of good morals, care, love, compassion. Typically, those are developed first, like literally. And a teacher in any of these traditional cultures wouldn't start teaching you powerful things unless they felt you were ready. Okay? Now, so I'm just putting that out to you guys. So if you're interested in the chakras, treat them with respect and use them for your healing and your growth. But yeah, that's the main thing. Treat them with respect. You'll be fine, um, but just understand that the chakras are powerful, our thoughts are powerful, and that's a lot of what I'm doing. My other person dropped off, I think by accident. That's why I'm working with women, because I want you to realize that, as I say, I work with women who have healed from a thunderbolt experience. If you feel like you're really in the grip of this experience, then I don't think working with me is appropriate. You need to have gotten to that point. And I can say that as someone who was so depressed. I mean, guys, I would barely do anything that week. I just lived off of money that I had earned as a professor for a while. And I taught like 2 yoga classes and I didn't do very much, So I can really, like I said, any of you watching this live I understand really being deeply depressed. And so working with me, if you're in that state, is not ideal. You need to be, goddess, on the healing, on that going up, okay? Where you're at the point where you're like, okay, you kind of are looking back at your stress, you're looking back at it. You may be depleted, but you're coming out of it, right? So if you're in real deep depression or deep stress where you feel like things just are, you're not holding it together, I just recommend therapy, community therapy. Usually any community you can get that cheap or free if you live in a good state and if they don't dismantle our healthcare. I believe everyone should have access to healthcare, especially certainly basic healthcare. But so if you're interested in working with me and getting help with, like I said, anxiety, stress, and getting clear so you can start living your dreams, I'm absolutely would love to work with you coming out of a thunderbolt experience, whether that's an illness. Like I said, I was actually diagnosed with PTSD, you guys. PTSD, and I was not in the military. Oops, I was diagnosed with PTSD, after academia. And when a therapist said that, I was like, what? Nah, I have depression. I have anxiety, PTSD. And it, so that I feel like I could work with you in terms of stress. Depression is definitely harder though, because if you're in the depths of depression, I would say medication. And and lifestyle and therapy. But if you're coming out of it and you know you're getting back on your feet, then I would love to work with you and teach you practices and mindsets that can really help. And the main mindset, I'm going to end on that note. Hello, all. Is you're a beautiful being. You're here for a reason. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not. You need to tap into that. The easiest way, just start some affirmations, you guys. The sun is setting outside my window. It's actually really pretty. Make some affirmations. That's the easiest thing everybody can do. Just write some things down, some positive statements about yourself. Like, what would, if you had the best friend who was so kind, so sweet, the best person, just loving, what would they say to you to make you feel better? And then say it to yourself. So that's my advice for you. That's what, start with that. Start with that. But we're all here for a reason. I really feel like midlife, I'm saying thrive past 45, is the best time. Now, why is it the best time? Okay, you may feel like, well, I'm dealing with aging, many things, right? Women in that at that age, you might be perimenopause, premenopause. You might have older parents who are sick. I totally understand that. And then you've still got your kids, perhaps. I don't know what my cat is doing right now. He's destroying something again. So it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot as a woman to deal with specifically, and that affects our hormones. And so it is, get support, get help. But you are here for a reason and you're restarting. I don't have children. And so I feel very much like this is a second start to my life. And those of you who've had kids, maybe your kids are getting out of the home, right? And now you maybe can do a different job you love or follow your dreams. I mean, that's a big thing for me, is to encourage you to follow your dreams. Don't just settle. I feel like a lot of people are unhappy because I see them settling. They're like, well, I have to do this. I have to do this to earn money. I really believe over time you can accomplish your dreams, but you have to go for them. And so I will end with this idea of, you take a step. There's not a bridge, right? There's this huge pit or a chasm, and you want to get across to the other side, but you have to take that step and you have to trust. And literally that bridge starts to build itself under your feet. So you don't have to know how to do your big goal, whether it's to start a fashion line or, a cooking channel on YouTube or a catering company, whatever it is. Start with the easiest step. Start with the first little step, and Spirit always will give you that. Always there'll be the tiniest step that you can take. Okay? And then you take that step, and then you're like 3 steps down, you're like, oh wait, I know so and so. Why don't I ask them? And then somebody approaches you and you're like, oh my God, I needed that information. I needed that connection with someone at that magazine. You meet somebody who's like, oh, my cousin is the editor. Okay, that happens to me a lot, you guys, that type of thing. The only reason that I can say it happens is you have to believe first. Okay? You have to believe. You have to get at least one dream, believe in it, and start to take action. And then the whole universe starts to move. There's a beautiful quote I love. I'm going to get it wrong here. Here you go. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Okay, that's the quote. It's part of a longer, you could look it up, because when I was looking for my first teaching job as an art professor, I literally read that like over and over and over, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times a day for like 2 weeks. And it's very hard to get an art teaching job, you guys, because there's tons of artists, right? Hi to the new folks and wonder what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about following your dreams, and I'm just giving an example. First time getting a teaching job, I read this thing, and I'll repeat it again. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. It's a part of it. It's a longer sort of poem. And so just Google that part. And I repeated the whole thing. I memorized it. I probably could repeat it from the beginning now if I really paused. It got me psyched up enough. I went to an interview. Like I said, getting art teaching jobs is very, very difficult. and I got the job. And actually, the interview I thought didn't go great. And Spirit said to me, call them back, let them know you really want this job. And I was like, oh, they didn't like me. And that's what I mean. Most people would say, well, I did the interview, they'll get in touch with me. Something said to me, call them back. I called them back. I spoke to the chairperson and I just told them, very honestly, I said, I really want this job. And I just talked more to them and I said, I'm so excited about it. I will do a great job, yada, yada. And I got the job. And there are many, many, many people going for this job, you guys. So get your faith, get your trust, get your belief. That is key. That is key, goddess. That is key. Get your faith together, get your trust together. You are here for a reason. You're here on purpose. And so with that, I'm going to sign off. If you're just signing on now, guys, watch it. I talk a lot about chakras. I talk about my coaching program. I didn't bother putting makeup on. I love this light. Actually, it's the setting sun, which I think is a beautiful light, you guys. I just really wanted to hop on. So I think there's some reason that I felt that. There's someone that needed to see this video. I really believe that. And I just went live. I wanted to just share. I shared a little bit about the goddesses in my coaching program and just what we went over. Nothing personal about them, but what we are learning and what we're doing. And so the next cycle starts in, I'm dyslexic people, starts in April. So get on my list, contact me. The links are always below my videos. And much love. Mwah. Have a beautiful evening. And I think I had started to meditate and then I went off on a tangent about, motivating and giving you some positive. But so we'll close by just kind of coming back into your body. Take a nice deep breath. Yeah, breathe out through the mouth. Feel your feet, whether you're walking, whether you're sitting on the subway or bus, wherever you are, even if you're maybe driving and you just, have the phone there. Hear the sounds around you. Let's do that briefly. I hear birds around me, and the sun is setting, as I mentioned, and there are beautiful clouds and right out my window. And so hear the sounds around you, but then pull in. Feel your feet, feel your legs. Feel your connection to the earth. You are here on purpose. Feel the solidity, the sense of earth, that first chakra. Feel grounded. Feel safe. Hear the sounds inside your space, wherever you are. Pull your attention in. Notice your breath now as you breathe. Feel the belly rise. Just let it be natural. Don't try to change it. If you're on the subway, just listening to me, or the bus, wherever you are, just notice your breath for a few more seconds. Getting grounded. You are here on purpose. Namaste. Bye-bye. Have a beautiful day and enjoy your evening. Or whenever you end up watching this. Bye.